at the Unit 6 discussion board. So in this discussion board, you're going to go to your favorite real estate website. So it could be the actual real estate site for like Ladder and Bloom. It could be Zillow, any of those types of things. You're going to look for a home in your area. Now, if you are actively looking at moving states, you can definitely look in the area that you're moving to. But the idea is you want to look somewhere where you know what the cost of living is like and where you know basically the expense of living in that area. So you're going to pick a home and you're going to tell us why would this be a great home for you, and you're going to include the link for the listing. So this gets really fun as you respond to each other because you get to see different houses, and I always think that's fun. Following Zillow Gone Wild, all that kind of stuff, it can be really interesting. So the next piece after you found your house is you want to search for the current interest rates for a 30-year mortgage. If you type that in Google, it will pull it up on the Google search page. You won't even have to click into somewhere. So include the URL for the Google search and then let me know what you found for the rate. Using that rate and the cost of the home, you're going to go into the spreadsheet from the Live Binder to the mortgage section. And you're going to determine how much money is needed for a 20% down payment. Now, to find this, you're going to use your Web 2.0 calculator, and you're going to do 0.2, which is 20% converted to a decimal, times the price of the house. That's your down payment. So what's your mortgage amount would be the total cost of the house minus your down payment. So we're not using the spreadsheet for these two. These are going to be actual calculations. Next, you're going to tell me what is the monthly payment. That is what you're going to use the spreadsheet to calculate. And then at the end of 30 years, how much interest will have been paid, which again, you can look at the calculator. I'm just warning you, if you're somebody who gets anxious over looking at things, the last question is going to be really tough. Every time I see it, I'm like, so much money in interest. So fair warning, that last one is going to be a large number. So now you're going to respond to your classmates. So in your response, we're going to determine if you should do a 30-year mortgage or a 15-year mortgage. Sometimes the pricing isn't terribly far off because the interest rate is so much lower for a 15-year mortgage. So you're going to do the same thing you did before, search Google for the current interest rate for a 15-year mortgage. Then you're going to respond to a classmate and use your spreadsheet with their price, their down payment, and put that into the calculator with the interest rate you found. So you're using your peers' cost, your peers' down payment, and then your interest rate for 15 years. And then you're going to calculate the monthly payment, how much interest is going to be paid, and then how much interest is saved. So if you look at the original post, where they posted, I'm paying this amount of interest, and then you look at your calculation where you're saying you will pay this amount of interest on a 15-year, you just subtract the two, and that's how you get the interest saved. So it's the original post interest minus the interest you calculated for the 15-year. Then you're going to respond to another classmate. Look around, see what houses look interesting, and reply to the post. With your reply, you want to just be thoughtful. So maybe just share your personal experience. Have you bought or sold a house recently? What are some things to consider when buying a home? So when you look at their link, what are the things that you look for at a house that might be different than what they look for? Do you work in real estate or loans or banking or a financial industry? And, maybe is there a resource that helped you with your material this week? So this post is really just about sharing your experiences with mortgage. If you've never bought a house, feel free to say, I've never bought a house. So, I'm really enjoying this week, and the mortgage calculator is helpful in seeing the interest rate. So it doesn't have to be that you've bought a house, you've done a mortgage. You can also just say, I haven't done this yet. So I hope that's really helpful. This discussion is really interesting because mortgages, there's a lot of hidden interest amounts. I feel like we don't always see what the long-term effective interest is. And you'll find it interesting, I think, as you look at other houses that people are interested in and you learn what style of home they like. That's always kind of fun. So let's have some fun with this discussion.